Pretty solid. This winter storm that came through, we came out pretty good. We only got a light frosting, as I call it. But it's been cold enough to freeze over the smaller pond. And I know a lot of you got hit really, really hard by it. A lot of people are without power. We hope y'all are safe and staying warm out there. So for all of you that are watching, as we say in the South, bundle up, Buttercup, and enjoy the video. We've got another packed one full for you today.
A lot of our problem with our pasture is soil compaction. All the test results come back really good. Our potassium is really high, but other than that, everything else is in the perfect range. The pH, I believe, was like 5.9, 6.0, something like that. Perfect. It's perfect. So the only thing left is the soil compaction. So what I'm going to do is I have the tiller behind the tractor. I thought about going to get the disc and hooking the disc up and doing it. But I think I'm just going to till over it like I did the lower pasture when we put the grass seed out. Just do it lightly. Just go real lightly and real slow with it. Not very deep. Just about something like maybe 2 inches. Something like that, give or take a little bit. And just till it up, loosen the soil up. One, it aerates it and allows water to soak in. Right now, I believe the water, when it rains, it's just going straight down the hill and taking off. It's gone into the pond and doesn't really do anything for the pasture. So I think that will help the pasture a lot. Move, Ronnie. Y'all, I honestly can't wait to see what we find. I know I'm going to have to wait till a good rain comes by or something like that to wash up, but I know we're going to find like arrowheads or any pottery or anything like that. So this ground hadn't been disturbed since my granddaddy built all this and cleared all this off, and it was packed down. So I'm tilling down and getting some new stuff up. So I know we're going to find something. I'm looking as I go. I don't see any arrowheads riding around on the tractor. I'm sure after the first rain I will, but it is digging up a lot of these. This is what y'all hear it hitting. They're Indian paint rocks, kind of like a slate rock a little bit. It's just pretty much sand, and the Indians would get it. Y'all see us dyeing my fingers yellow because this one's got yellow on it, and you get some with red on them, some with like green on them. And supposedly this is what the Indians used to use during like a war or something like that. They would take these paints off of here and make a paste out of them and paint their horses and stuff like that, to paint the colors on the horses and stuff. I'm sure some of it's true, not certain how much of it's true, but we have a endless supply of paint rocks around here. I never thought we'd have ground our pasture up quite like this, y'all. It is completely ground up except for that little bit down there. And y'all, let me show y'all something I found. Found a horseshoe. So I guess I'm gonna have some good luck today. And y'all, let me tell you something. Let me walk you down here. Y'all can see it all behind me, how it turned out. So I guess my lucky horseshoe has already been used up, because let me show y'all what I found with the tiller. And I wish I hadn't found with the tiller. All the cows is down here. They wondering what in the world I've done to their pasture. Let me hang this horseshoe up here. Look at this right here. This is a piece of solid steel. And y'all, it was not bent. It got wrapped around the tiller. And I mean, that thing is heavy. That thing probably weighs 15, 20 pounds, something like that. I mean, it is a solid piece of steel. And very lucky that it did not hurt the tiller. It actually stalled the tractor out. And I found it right over there. That first, when I come around this part of the pasture, I mean, it just dead stopped the tractor. So I guess I used my luck on my horseshoe up. And, well, I spun you all around there too quick. It's looking good. It's looking good. It's nerve-wracking because we've never done this much to the pasture like this. But y'all can see the entire pasture up here, minus this down here, about a half acre down here. I didn't rototiller up because y'all, if I do that, them cows ain't gonna have nothing to eat. We're gonna be just feeding straight hay and straight feed until we get something coming back up here.
We were cloudy and overcast earlier this morning. We had a low of 27 here. We're supposed to get up to a high of 45 today, and we're gonna get hit with the second round of the storm. They're calling for maybe anywhere 1 to 3 inches of snow here. So while it's warming up a little bit out here, we might as well get out and try to get some work done while we can. While we have Gracie out here with Shep, we have battened down the fence like Fort Knox back behind me. So it's going to take me a little while to get all this maneuvered. It's not the prettiest thing, y'all, but it works for the time being. And we put all this up across the fence line to keep Gracie from going over in the other pasture with the cows. She doesn't understand why everything does not like Gracie. She's still a little bit too small to be over there with those big cows. And they don't know what to think about her yet. So it's going to take time for them to kind of get used to each other, let her get a little bit more size on her before she starts getting all around that crew right there. We talked about putting wire back across the fence. But if we do that, Shep can't get up to the barn if he needs to, or on this side. So this is the reason for all of this. Gracie is the cause of it. All right, come on, y'all. So as you can see, we have some of our chickens out and they free range. We've got some up. And these right here are barred rocks and sapphire gems. And I think there's one Americana in there. I'm not sure which one that one is. But anyway, so, and these are our turkeys and our buffalo pintons, and I believe we got some Rhode Island Reds in here too. So, but I don't want to intermix them, and so we maneuver not only dogs around here, but chickens as well. And in here, I've got a hen and a rooster of copper Moran. They lay the dark brown eggs. So let me get all their water straightened out here and get some other stuff done today. So one thing that we do when we're expecting freezing temperatures like this, we unscrew our water hose from the outside faucet, and hubby will come through and wrap all of our outside faucets to keep them insulated. But this helps to keep any water that's draining out through the pipe into the hose to freeze up. So it only just takes a minute to get it screwed back on, and now we have water and it's not froze up in the water hose. So I normally don't dump the water troughs when the ice is frozen over on top like this. Y'all see this big chunk of ice down here. However, obviously one of the cows had their behind turned in the wrong direction and had a little bit of poo on top of the ice. So I went ahead and dumped it. And the reason why we leave the ice in there, we just crush it up, break it up for them. Because if we lose power or anything like that, at least once the ice starts melting, they'll have water in there. So that's why we don't dump the water troughs and don't dump the ice out, and just leave it in there and just bust it up. Is that good, Brownie? Nice and cold? Y'all gonna lick the ice? All right. Well, I'm getting you some clean water. Somebody pooed in it. Was that you, Daisy? Did you poo on it? She said that she said she's pleading the fifth. You pleading the fifth? Yeah. Okay. We won't say who did it. Yeah. We got Tucker and Crescent on potty break. And the rest of the crew, Rocky and Bear and Dottie, are inside right now. They'll come out in just a little bit. We got 4 eggs out of here. Chickens are still doing good laying. And I always just like to rake right around their troughs. So all this will be hauled off and put in a compost pile for it to break down, and we'll spread all this back out in the pasture. As docile as these cows seem to be, you still have to be really careful when you're working around animals, because they are very unpredictable. Brownie took a plunge earlier. I don't know if y'all caught that in the video or not, when hubby was tilling up the pasture area. Yeah, but he's okay. He likes all that fresh dirt so he can rub his horns in it. So I'm gonna leave them alone for a little bit. I got some other stuff to do today, and I'm not gonna get it done sitting around here playing with cows.
I'm going ahead and getting started back on this cooler. Everything is already up. The only thing left is these 2 sheets right here, and then to cut the doorway out, and we're through with this part of the project. And then it's going to be basically getting the insulation in, getting a roof on it, stuff like that. Let me go ahead and cut that off while I can right now.
All right, it's burning good. Luckily, the leaves were dry enough. Started up pretty quick. That'll be nice and warm while I'm going back and forth getting all the limbs up. You escaped Shep and Gracie, Red? Yeah. Guarding the pasture. So we're gonna let the cows out over here on this side of the pasture today. Y'all can see I'm picking up sticks, burning, trying to get cleaned up a little bit. They've been wanting to get over here for a while. Watch out, Shep. Come on, babies. Come on, babies. It's okay, Lacey. This is the lower pasture that me and hubby tilled up a couple of months ago and put out winter rye seed, and y'all can see it's coming up good. But this is the exact reason why we did this, so we could let the cows out over here. They'd have something to eat, and we can get up to the upper pasture, get it tilled up, and get some winter rye seed out there as well. Is it good, Brownie? Nancy, don't be mean. There's plenty for everybody. Nancy likes to eat. Don't you, girl? Yeah. Well, they're enjoying this today. Even the chickens are over here. And the turkeys. Everybody's over here today.
Y'all, I'm actually amazed I got them screws, you know, just sticking the screws in at the bottom to hold the sheet plywood up. I'm actually amazed that I put them on level every single time. Them things maybe like 5 thicknesses of notebook paper or something, you might just have to bump it just a hair, but I'm actually amazed it's doing really good.
I'm getting my steps in today for sure. I got the rest of the winter ryegrass seed out, and we can continue putting that winter rye seed out all through the winter season. It'll still come up, but I'm hoping it'll do good for us after hubby came out here and tilled all this area up to help aerate it, and hoping that it's going to make a huge difference in our pastures this coming summer. But I figured I'd go ahead and put it out. We're supposed to be getting another round of this winter storm coming this weekend. So if we do get any snow down, it's just going to help water this grass seed and hopefully help it come up. The barn is cleaned up. The cows have fresh bedding. And y'all see back here, Shep has a little bed back here. He likes coming up to the barn, and he's made him a little space here in one of the stalls that he can get into. We've got this stall open, so if the cows need to get in there, they can, and that is opposite of the opening for the tarp. But they usually like sleeping out here in this common area. So we've got everything taken care of for the night up here in the barn, and they should all be safe and sound. My hair is flying all over the place, y'all. That's how it is. Ain't no pretty looks around here. But if y'all don't know, in the wintertime, cows get a winter coat. So anyway, that's why in the summertime, you can really tell it on Nancy. She's a white cow, but she turns more gray. In the wintertime, she darkens up, and in the summertime, she is just bright white. And it's the same thing with Daisy too. But like I said, you can tell it a lot more on those two because they're lighter in color. But that helps to keep them warm during the wintertime too. I don't know if maybe a lot of people don't know that or not. I sure didn't before I started doing this. But yeah, that's the reason why they darken up in the wintertime. They're getting their winter coats. So that wasn't too bad. We've just been keeping up with all the water troughs, busting the ice up in them. They should be good now. They can get some water. There's little Bucky. And if you notice, he looks a little fuzzy. That's his winter coat. You can't really tell so much on Brownie and Lacey. Try to get over here to Daisy. Brownie wants to say hey to everybody. All right. So this is Daisy. And y'all can see the black underneath. And in the summertime, she'll be white, solid white. But if y'all can see all the dark on her, that is her undercoat for the winter. And that's what keeps them warm. And this is Ruby. She's usually red, so you can tell she's darkened up some for the winter too. You got your winter coat on, girl? Yeah. Bucky's getting some milk. Yep. He's over here trying to nurse. He said, come here, Mama. Give me some more milk. Oh, goodness. Lacey's keeping a close eye on Red over here, making sure he stays on the other side of the fence. And the dogs are about to have a fit. Look at this. She's watching Red. You don't know what to think about him, do you, Lacey? She said as long as he stays on that side of the fence, she's okay.
Alrighty, let's get that cut out. Alright, now all I gotta do is go around and zip a whole lot of screws in this stuff. Then I'll bring y'all out back along when I start putting some trusses up in here, putting the insulation in here and everything. And like I say, I'm gonna go ahead and touch on it again. There's a million ways you could build this cooler. Nobody's gonna do it the same. This is just the way I'm doing it, because I told y'all I'm not gonna use it but 6 months out of the year. I'm not gonna use it during the 100-degree summer heat. If you're going to do that, you need to do the insulation a little bit differently. What I would recommend, let me take y'all in here. What I would recommend, if you are going to use this cooler year-round, 24/7, then I would go, these are 2x4s, I would go buy the 4-inch rock wool insulation. Not fiberglass bad insulation, rock wool insulation. Put you some rock wool insulation in between all of these studs. Get it in there good. Then come on the outside with your 2-inch and get up to your right. How much insulation you're gonna use, excuse me, your R value. I'll go ahead and start that again because Mikey's gonna take that out. Your R value. So I'm not certain what the rock wool is. So 4 inches of rock wool, I'm gonna guess, let's just say somewhere around 2.5, maybe 3 R value. I'm not certain what it is. It might be less, might be 1.5, might be 1.75, something like that for 4 inch. Put your rock wool in here, then take your styrofoam insulation. You can get it in 3/4 inch, 1 inch, 1.5, 2 inch, and you can get it all the way up to 3 inch. I think you can get it in 3 inches. Y'all, I wouldn't want to pay for the 3 inches. And then come on the outside and put your styrofoam insulation on the outside of your 2x4s. So you would actually have rock wool in between your studs and then your styrofoam insulation out here, which is something I still might do. I haven't decided yet. Like I say, I'm building this. I see a bunch of videos. I see what works. I see what doesn't work. I see problems people are having with the way they're doing it, and I'm avoiding those. And plus, I've worked on walk-in coolers and stuff over the years, so I'm putting my knowledge and using other people's knowledge and what they're doing and what works and what doesn't work, and what I know works and what doesn't work. Putting it together and trying to come up with something that's going to be good, but the most cost effective that I can get. I did run across the spray foam insulation at Lowe's and found the 2 bottles that look like refrigerant bottles. They're about that big around, about 20 pounds, 30 pounds a piece. And you have to buy 2 of them. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was $387 for the 2 bottles. Then you have to buy the $95 gun and the hose. And I'm gonna assume with that spray foam insulation, because if anybody here has ever used the cans of great stuff, once you use it one time, you might as well throw it in the trash, because that foam is gonna dry in the gun, it's gonna dry in the hose. I did not see the hose, so I don't know the price on it. I'm guessing it's probably around $50, $60, $75, $100, somewhere in that price range. The gun was $95. It was, I believe, $95 for the gun. So you would have in there, let's just round it up, you got $500, not counting the hose, because I did not see the hose and don't know how much the hose is. So let's say $550, let's say $550. Well, there is one drawback to that stuff. If you use the spray foam insulation, you have to make sure it is cured. If you put it on too thick, it will never cure and constantly be vaping off gas and make you sick. It will get in your meat. It will get in everything you got. That's why a lot of people, they had a bunch of houses that they actually spray foamed and they had to tear the houses down. This is coming from a friend of mine. He gave me this information. They had to tear the houses down because the families were getting sick from the spray foam insulation, because they put it on too thick. They didn't know what they was doing, and it constantly vapes off gas and made the families sick. So they actually had to tear the houses, parts of it down, to get all the insulation out and rebuild the houses back. I ain't gonna go spend $550 to $600 on just the insulation. I got it cheaper than that. So I just have decided if I'm just going to go ahead and buy some rock wool, put in here, or just cut the insulation to go between the joists, which is something that they don't recommend if you're going to use it year round. They recommend that you put it on the outside. It's all something that I got to think about as I go along with this. The next step is definitely getting the roof on here and getting this in the dry, and then I'll have more time to decide. I do have the insulation. Let me take y'all around and show y'all. It's been sitting here since dang near Christmas. Been sitting right here, a big old stack of it. Don't weigh much or nothing. Me and Mikey both just slid the whole mess out the back of the truck. It's if I ain't mistaken, I think it's 20 sheets. That's to give me 4 inches of insulation all the way around on the inside, plus the ceiling, because you need 4 sheets for the ceiling. I have a whole stack of the spray foam in the cans, the great stuff, the big gap stuff. So what I'm gonna do, whichever way I decide to do this, I gotta go back around and seal every crack really good. And I still have to go up and get the window unit, go ahead and get the hole cut for that, and that framed in, get the window unit going in here, and go from there, y'all, go from there. I might just go ahead and, since I'm in no rush now to get this done, because our hog killing season is pretty much done for almost. Yeah, hopefully I can get it done and still get Oreo processed, but it ain't looking good, y'all, because I'm wore out doing stuff. Mikey's doing stuff, and we're staying busy, so we ain't getting a whole lot done. As far as projects like this, we're getting a whole lot done everywhere else, but hopefully I can get it completed before the end of March or something like that. Hopefully we'll have it going, have a door on it, everything, and I'll show y'all how I'm doing everything as I do it step by step. So
I know it's a long process, and like I say, I'm only one person. I can't get over here. I'm not a construction crew and have the siding on in 10 minutes and have the roof on and have it complete and air conditioning running in one day. I'm one person. I do have a full-time job. Mikey has a full-time job working here with all these animals and doing YouTube and planting seeds and everything else. So it is what it is, and there's no rush on it.
We're gonna just real quick go through, get all the animals fed for the night, make sure they've got plenty of warm bedding. Look at Pearl. She is getting some milk, but no babies yet. Yeah. All right, I'll get you some more feed. All right, so Pearl's got some feed. I gave her a couple eggs. I think they froze overnight, so we're not gonna use those. Pigs will eat just about anything. But I did put a little bit of dewormer in her food too. What we've heard is if you ever see a pig's tail straight, then that means they need to be dewormed. Now, how true that is, I don't know. It might be an old wives' tale, but we're just gonna use precaution and hopefully catch it before she has them babies. But the wormer's not gonna hurt her babies at all. Little pig, are you getting something to eat? Huh? Is Oreo letting you get some food? All right, so everybody down here is taken care of. We'll top their waters off, but all their bedding and everything's good for the night. So let's go finish up. Oreo, let the little piggy eat. The chickens have already eaten for the day, and it's starting to get dusk, so they'll start going up to roost for the night. But we just usually like to come down and check their water and nesting boxes and see if there's any more eggs. We got 4 more eggs from down here today. He ended up tying the bowl to the fence. So, looks like Nelson's letting Loretta and Dolly eat today. All right, so everybody's good up here. We're keeping a close eye on Loretta right here and Dolly because they are showing signs of bagging up and getting some milk in, but no babies yet. That's just pretty much what you really have to pay attention to is if any of your animals start dropping babies in the wintertime. We got to keep an eye on them and make sure Mama's doing her job to get them cleaned off and dried and nice warm bedding for them to bed down into so they can stay warm. All right, it's starting to get cold out here. I'm gonna go in, start some supper, and call it a night. It's been a long, full day. So we hope all of you are staying safe, staying warm. God bless. Y'all try to stay inside as much as possible. We'll see you next time.
Every day's an adventure in this rustic loop. From sunrise to sunset, we work and play, celebrating farm life in the best kind of way. Oh, farm life where the green grass grows, canning food and the garden shows, taking care of animals big and small. In this simple life we have it all.
Y'all come back and see us soon.